Et bonsoir. On est quel jour là? On est le 24 juin, il est 20h57. Je rentre de la plage, je viens de sortir de la douche à l'instant quasiment. Et aujourd'hui on va react. Oui, au Little Nightmares Showcase. Donc il devrait annoncer la sortie de Little Nightmares 3. Spotify ça s'est éteint hein. Non, j'ai deux musiques en même temps, je me disais que c'était bizarre. Et du coup apparemment là on entend la musique le main theme de Little Nightmares 3 qui a l'air vachement bien hein. J'ai très chaud hein, je crève de chaud. Je rapproche le collègue, hein, le ventilateur parce que là j'en peux plus. Ça commence dans 2 minutes, je suis presque pas en retard du coup. Parce que vraiment là je viens de finir ce que j'ai fait de l'après-midi. Je suis allé à la plage avec Nelly, là on est rentré, du coup je suis allé à la douche en 2 spi pour pouvoir revenir ici et être à l'heure. Je suis très content, j'ai la dalle parce que j'ai pas mangé, j'ai très soif donc à la vôtre. La plage ça donne faim, ça donne soif, c'est une dinguerie. Ok. J'ai trop hâte de voir ce qu'ils vont nous montrer en fait. J'espère une date de sortie pour Little Nightmares 3. J'ai vu plein de gens parler d'un... Comment on dit déjà c'est pas Shadow Release, un truc dans le genre si? Je sais plus, bref en gros comme s'ils allaient le sortir aujourd'hui. Mais ça j'ai du mal à y croire honnêtement. Mais ce serait une très bonne nouvelle en vrai hein, mais Shadow Drop, c'est Shadow Drop qu'on dit. Mais honnêtement ça m'étonnerait. Du coup j'aimerais bien voir un peu de tête de gameplay de Little Nightmares 3 quand ça joue parce que je crois que c'est un jeu coop. Ça m'embête un peu parce que je crois que Nelly voudra pas y jouer avec moi. Je crois que ça intéresse pas des masses. Du coup peut-être trouver quelqu'un d'autre avec qui le faire. Idéalement s'il y a pas besoin d'avoir 2 jeux pour y jouer, ce serait vraiment pas mal. Après il y a quelques temps là ils ont sorti Little Nightmares 1 Enhanced je crois, un truc dans le genre, j'ai vu passer ça sur Twitter. Que les gens étaient un peu deg que ce soit pas Little Nightmares 3 qui est annoncé, qu'ils ont juste balancé ça sans rien parler. Après évidemment plein de gens attendent aussi une compile Little Nightmares avec 1 et 2 sur Switch 2. Ça m'étonnerait pas en vrai qu'ils annoncent ça aussi, mais à voir. Mais surtout le plus important ça reste la date de sortie. Et le prix peut-être éventuellement, ça m'intéresserait. Une collector pourquoi pas. Bref. C'est vraiment une de mes séries de jeux préférées, hein, Little Nightmares, j'aime trop ça. Récemment là j'ai commencé à jouer à Very Little Nightmares sur téléphone. C'est un peu moins bien quand même. Mais c'est toujours très intéressant. Allez on se tait. Chut.
Peggy 16.
Peggy 16. Vraiment on est sur du OMG là. Oh c'est dégueulasse la qualité non? Non sûrement on fait exprès. Donc ça c'est 6 hein, avec le truc jaune, on est d'accord. Ça c'est mono. Et lui je sais pas comment il s'appelle, je crois qu'il fait des... Putain je les connais pas moi perso. C'est protagoniste du 3. Il était vraiment bien Little Nightmares.
Go back to sleep, little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
Ok donc ça va être vraiment des trucs du 3. Ah,
Hi, I'm Jen Douglas,
ils m'ont
and
fait
thank
peur.
you
Je
for
m'attendais
joining
pas à
us
voir
for
des
this
gens en
Little
vrai.
Nightmares Showcase event.
And I'm Maya, community manager on Little Nightmares, and I'm so happy to be here, especially since we have some charmingly terrifying updates to share.
J'espère.
We're going to be
On est là
joined
pour
by
ça.
some fantastic guests who have been working on a variety of Little Nightmares games and projects.
And hopefully they don't go sending too many chills down our spines.
Hopefully, they're going to be talking
ça
to
comme
us
ça.
about the fantastic projects they've been working on,
J'ai pas de
and
sous-titres.
we're going to get an exclusive
Arabe.
reveal of a new chapter of Little Nightmares 3 and a deep dive into some gameplay.
We might even see the
J'espère.
return of a Little Nightmares fan favorite, Who knows?
Ah.
Who knows? But if you think we'd spoil everything here in the intro, don't even worry about it. There are going to be plenty of surprises.
Oh, yes.
Right. Now, some of you might know that I've been a massive fan of Little Nightmares since the first game came out
Les
way
sous-titres
back in
sont pas
2017.
en rythme
Was
du
it
tout.
really that long ago?
It was literally that long ago. And since then, we've been following Mono and Six through countless terrifying locations, from haunted hospitals to creepy kitchens. Many of our
J'aurais dit
childhood
sous-titres, je suis désolé, ils
fears
sont en avance.
have come to life. And now it's time to face another one in this exclusive Little Nightmares 3 trailer.
Ok, bon. C'est en avance, les sous-titres. Ça va. Déjà, la fête foraine, c'est terrifiant de base, hein, on va être honnête. Les fêtes foraines, c'est terrifiant comme ça. Supermassive Games. J'ai vraiment trop hâte d'y jouer. On va devoir comment ça se joue à deux. Quoi. En plus, il a l'air pas mal beau. Hein. Après, ça m'étonne pas non plus. Mais... Ah, mais les sous-titres qui spoilent déjà ce qu'a dit. Je suis désolé, j'enlève les sous-titres juste. Hein.
As you've just seen, the carnival will be the main focus for today's look at Little Nightmares 3, and we'll revisit it for an extended gameplay demo and a deep dive into that game.
Chaud de voir une démo,
But
ça c'est bien ça.
now I'm very excited to say that we're ready to reveal the release date
Ah,
for
déjà.
Little Nightmares 3. Yeah, the release date is here. Little Nightmares 3 is coming out on the 10th of October
10 octobre, ok.
2025.
10 octobre 2025. Je vais me marquer dans le chat
But
directement comme ça je le
before we
regarde.
get into Little Nightmares 3 with that shiny new release date, let's talk about Little Nightmares as a
On est
franchise.
quoi là,
I'm
juin,
joined
juillet,
now
août,
by Little
septembre,
Nightmares
4 mois.
franchise director Lucas Roussel. Lucas, thank you for joining me. Welcome.
Hi, Jen. Thank you for having me.
I'm so delighted that you're here. And also, I understand that you're celebrating a Little Nightmares anniversary this year.
Yeah, I mean, this event is a bit special to me because it's been 10 years now that I started to work on Little
Roussel,
Nightmares.
il est français.
And when I think back to how we started, you know, I'm delighted and very humbled to see how far we've come.
And you must have worked with some really talented people over those 10 years.
Yes, so many, you know, from Tarsha Studio to Supermassive Games, I had the opportunity to work with amazing people. And actually today we will meet new faces, new talent working on the franchise. And a lot of them started off as fans. And now they're putting back, you know, all that love and energy back into the games and the contents that they're creating.
I always think that's so cool when fans of something get to work on the thing they're so passionate about.
Yes, and I really want to take this opportunity to thank, you know, all the fans around the world, from a single game to a multimedia franchise. They've been, you know, all the time with us, supporting us, and they're really the ones who are keeping us, you know, motivated to continue pushing the boundaries of Little Nightmares even
C'est
further.
suédois à la base,
Well said, exactly so, because it's the fans that make Little Nightmares extra special. Now, at the top of the show, we teased that we were going to be talking about some new Little Nightmares projects.
Ah.
Can you share anything on those?
Ah.
Yes, I mean, before
Son of
that, you know, I
Nightmares
just want to say that to me, Little Nightmares is, you know, the world. The world is what is the most important because it's filled, you know, with mysteries. It's full of amazing characters, monsters, and location.
Moi, j'ai
Each
trop aimé
of them
Sons of Nightmares.
has a unique, you know, story. I think with the games, we just scratched the surface about
Après, j'ai
what
jamais
Little
lu les comics ou
Nightmares
quoi.
can offer, and the other types of media, you know, really allow us to, you know, tell different stories in, you know, new ways.
That's very intriguing. What do you mean exactly?
Well, you know, let's take the example of the Sounds of Nightmares, you know,
C'était bien
the
ça.
podcast that we released 2 years ago. We were amazed by the reception of the fans, you know, and especially when it comes to the main character, Noon. And actually, if you enjoy the podcast, then I think you should stay a little longer, you know, with us in the show because we will have some exclusive news to share.
Brilliant, thank you,
Une suite,
Lucas. I mean,
j'imagine,
I
du coup.
loved the podcast, and if you didn't
Il y avait un
listen
peu un
to the podcast,
cliffhanger
you're
sur la
missing
fin.
out. We've got a little bit of it for you now. Let's take a listen.
S'il y a des illustrations avec, c'est parfait. Ok, il n'y a pas vraiment.
Yesterday evening marked my first true session with the girl. Signs of significant disorder are greater than I initially thought.
Bandai Namco Europe presents The Sounds of Nightmares.
J'ai écouté ça sur Spotify,
Do
c'était
you
vraiment cool.
remember your nightmares?
I remember.
Donc si vous avez Spotify, n'hésitez pas à aller sur...
The first
allez
audio
chercher ça,
fiction
c'est vraiment
series
bien.
from the world of Little Nightmares.
Last night, in my dream, a muddled voice. And then I saw him.
There must be more. Try. Interact with the dream.
I tried to
Et la
scream,
musique est super aussi, hein,
tearing
vraiment.
my throat, but I had no breath.
You were right there. Don't tell me you did nothing.
You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to understand.
I can't help you if you hide things from me.
My head! A fire burns in there.
We can face your monsters together.
Please stop.
Go back to sleep, little one. The answers might be in your dreams.
Nul. Non, j'avais vraiment bien aimé ça, Sounds of Nightmares. Je conseille.
So here we are in the councillor's office where much of the podcast story takes place. Don't worry though, we'll be heading back to the carnival soon for a gameplay deep dive of Little Nightmares 3.
J'espère.
But before that, I'll be probing the minds of Elise and Lonnie, here to guide us through the twisted world of transmedia.
Hello.
So we've left the relative comfort of the carnival, but not only that, we've left the nowhere, we're now in the counties, somewhere far less familiar that hadn't been explored before the podcast, right Lonnie?
Yeah, that's right. It had been hinted at in the past, but The Sounds of Nightmares was the first time we were really able to dive deeper into this world. It was so satisfying for us to expand that lore and shine a light on this strange place.
Yeah, and we were very lucky to collaborate with talented people, included some members of our communities.
Et
I don't know
Alizé
if you
débarque en
remember,
français
actually, it was,
aussi.
you know, that contest we organized to know more about our fans' nightmares.
Oh, I do remember. We did receive some very frightening stories.
Yeah, the creativity people shared was just crazy.
Les
And
lions aussi, mais
adapting
putain, en fait,
one of those dreams into an
ils sont pleins de
actual
lions.
episode was a fantastic experience. And I mean, since the launch of the podcast, the response has been so positive. I can't believe we've already reached over 2 million listens.
From all over the world, right?
Yeah, because we recorded in 5 languages, so English, French, Spanish, Italian, and
Il y a une version
German.
française.
And everything we've heard so far was so positive. And I mean,
Je
I
savais pas qu'il y avait une
love
version française de
hearing all the
Nightmares, what the
theories
fuck.
they've come up with.
Did someone say theories? I'm here for theories. Hello, hi.
No, please
Tell
just
me.
don't ask me to explain
No.
anything. But for real, it's that
Sounds of
mystery that
Nightmares.
makes the Little Nightmares narrative and its world so special. And on that topic, we wanted to talk about the podcast.
Yes, we wanted to announce that we're working on the season 2 of The Sounds of Nightmares.
Ah, ça c'est
It's
bien
going
ça.
to take a bit of time to come to life, but
J'imagine,
we're
mais c'est
very
quand même
excited
super
because
nouvelle.
we're going to explore even more the counties and the connection between there and the nowhere.
I'm so thrilled to hear that. I've already started like my second binge listen to season 1, and I guess that's just going to have to like tide me over until season 2 comes along, right?
Absolutely. Now, Elise, the podcast isn't the only project you're here to talk about, right? What else is keeping you up at night?
The comic book series.
Ah.
So Little Nightmares, Descent to Nowhere, written by Lonnie, by the way. And it's coming very soon, and we couldn't be more excited.
That's great. Congratulations, Lonnie.
Oh, thanks very much. Yeah, it's been a real passion project for
Ah,
both
le bruit
of
des
us
cauchemars
for
du coup, ok.
a few years now.
Yeah.
Les comics, j'ai jamais lu,
And
j'aimerais bien essayer en
There's a
vrai.
little something we've been keeping under wrap until now. I actually have the official cover
Ooh.
here.
Oh,
look at
montre-moi.
Beautiful.
my, is that Mono on the cover?
Yeah, he's part of the story.
C'est Mono, trop
Okay,
bien.
all right. Well, tell me the whole story then.
J'irai écouter
Okay,
ça en
maybe not the
français.
whole story. Yeah, it tells two parallel stories, one set in the counties and one set in the nowhere. In the nowhere, we follow a little mute, timid girl named Hush, and she wakes up in a
Hush.
jail cell and she's cold, and it's not long before she meets Mono. They're a little hesitant to work together, but both of them have to try to figure out a way to escape this cold, labyrinthian dungeon that they're in.
Okay, and how does that connect to the counties?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about the counties, but it follows a detective named Myra, and she's exhausted and disillusioned with life. But she has a chance encounter with a stranger that stirs something inside of her. And after that, she decides to start investigating the cold cases of children who've gone missing over the years.
Very cool. Count me in. I can't wait to discover how those two places, the nowhere and the counties, like intersect and combine. When can we get hold of the comic and where?
So the first issue will release in October, but you'll be
Octobre
able
aussi,
to
okay.
pre-order starting in August through Titan's comic website or at your local comic book shops.
And how many issues will there be?
So 4 in total, and we're going to release 1 episode per month until January. And today we're very excited to share with you the official trailer.
Ah, montrez-moi en plus. Hein. Il y a trop de trucs, c'est bien.
I don't remember how I got here.
Donc ça, c'est
20
détective dans
years
les...
as a cog,
Ok. Imagine.
thinking I could make a difference. I gave myself over freely.
C'est beau par contre, j'aime bien.
That's why I'm here. Sick of feeling like a puppet.
I'm asking you to give it one more go. Work with me. The milk carton cases.
The vanished children. They haunt every mind in the counties. A little girl. There's always a little girl. For the second time in as many days, I'm on a precipice. But this time, I have to jump.
Du coup, ça se passe à quel moment dans l'histoire? Ça se passe avant... Avant 2 encore?
Incredible. This is such an amazing day for fans of the Little Nightmares franchise. I, for one, can't wait to see what everyone makes of all of this.
And we're not even done yet. I think Elise and Lonnie have a few more surprises up their sleeves before we return to the carnival, don't you?
Yeah, speaking of it, we're actually working on a young adult horror novel set in that same location, and I can't wait for you to dive
Donc en plus
into
un roman.
it.
Where am I going to find the time to read all of these? Oh my God. What can you tell us about the young adult novel?
The novel tells the story of a young girl named Ruse. She
Ruse.
wakes up in the carnival in a dark room, and she's there with 2 other kids that she has never met before. One of them is a mousy girl who has a noose around her neck, and the other one is this frail, starving boy who has a mask over his face. And in that moment, for Ruse, 2 things become uncertain. One is whether or not she'll be able to get out, and 2 is whether or not these kids will be her friends or something a little more sinister.
Well, I'm already creeped out and suspicious. when can we read the book?
It will be out in September.
Wow,
Okay,
so
donc
games, podcasts, comics, young adult novel. Is there anything else we can be looking forward to?
Well,
Un film?
we might have something else, but I don't know. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, we have one more surprise for
Si
you.
tu me parles d'un film,
It's
je
something we've
pète.
been crafting very carefully behind the scenes
Mais c'est un
for
film
quite a
d'animation,
while now. It's a project that's really close to our hearts, and I think we have a teaser for you right now.
OMG. OMG. Faut que je tweete. From the world of Little Nightmares. Vas-y, j'ai des frissons à cause de cette musique.
Incredible. I'm so excited to see what that becomes, although something tells me it's not going to end well.
Well, it's not called Little Nightmares for nothing. So we'll be gradually revealing more about these upcoming projects over the coming months. So please keep an eye on our social media channels
film ou une
and
série?
website if you think you
Ils
can
en disent
handle
vraiment
it,
pas
of
plus que
course.
ça?
And thanks to Lonnie and Elise,
Okay.
who we appear to have left behind us now in the counties, for that treasured trove of information. Now, we welcome to the sofa, it is the producer and art director of Little Nightmares 3, Coralie Tim. Hi, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Now, Coralie, what can you tell us about the carnival?
So our two friends, Lo and Alone, they are trapped in the spiral. It is a part of the nowhere that they are trying to escape. So now they are in Carnival. It is a fun fair which is filled of like disturbing attractions and frightening visitors.
Not much fun in this fun fair, it seems.
Yeah, I hated fun fairs as a kid. Flashing lights, odd shapes, stalls covered in
Non, je peux
old soft
comprendre, hein,
toys.
c'est quelque chose.
Wasn't my
hein.
thing.
Yeah, right. And it's all full of noise, people, lights. It's very overwhelming.
Yeah, I've got to say though, as much as I hated it when I was younger, this level is one of my favourite in the game. It's really cool. Should we jump in and take
Mais
a
j'ai
look?
trop hâte d'y jouer. J'ai trop hâte d'y jouer honnêtement.
Here we go.
So here are Lo and Alone. So Lo is the boy with the raven mask
Lo
and the blue
Alone,
cape.
okay.
And Alone is the one with the red pigtails and the green jumpsuits.
Alone
and they've come
et
to the
Alone.
carnival today.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun fair, but you will see that nothing in there is so fun.
And it's not a great day to be at the fun fair. The weather's pretty bad today.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty miserable. I mean, this is one of the cool things about the level, I think. We tried to introduce a lot of movement into the space, so you're going to see the wind, the rain, thunder, lightning. All of that really adds to the atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, and look at that depth into the distance there, the extent of the carnival.
C'est vrai.
Yeah, and you can see a bit more of the carnival from the top in here. I think it's really interesting to see all the big vistas that we can have in there.
Yeah, the vistas are really cool. You're going to see that as we zip across the space now. Feels really 3D, even though we've still got the 2.5D doll's house.
I mean, it looks beautiful. Grim, but like, you know, beautiful in that Little Nightmares way.
Oh non, c'est trop beau. Hein.
Who are these monsters we're seeing around?
So they are the herds. They represent the dull, grinding monotony of the working life. You can find them in a candy factory, but also here when they are allowed to have a bit of fun in the carnival.
Ils font presque de la peine. Hein.
I really love watching the players work together to solve some of these puzzles. It's really fun when you do that.
I'm really looking forward to playing the game in co-op.
Yeah, I think it's adding so much to Little Nightmares, being able to enjoy it with your friend. Because in fact, a lot of people were doing it, but like just watching their friend playing and stuff
Ah ouais,
like
mais
that.
après c'est
now
chiant
we
si
can
la
just
personne avec
play
qui
together.
jouait quoi. Ça c'est vraiment le point. Oh.
So
C'est vraiment
here,
le point
this
faible du
herd
truc.
was
Hein.
just blocking the way, so that's why they moved the candies, because right now he's just occupied and we can
Ok,
go
ils ont
through.
fait une ronflex quoi.
Nice.
Ok.
I can identify with that. I'm easily distracted with candy as well.
I'm not sure this candy you actually want to eat.
Do I not?
It's pretty,
No.
it's pretty
Oh, okay.
disgusting.
I'll take your
Yeah.
word for it.
So everything you see in the sets is pretty grimy and mucky. You know, they're not going to get their sign off for health and safety on their food standards,
No,
I don't think.
it's really grim back here.
So one of the cool things we're going to see now is the players are able to use their tools. In this particular case, you're going to see Lo using his bow and arrow,
Oh yeah.
Ah, il a un arc.
and we've got the puppets here, who are smaller enemies, and you're going to see Alone use their tool to smash the head.
Okay, good, because I hate those
Ah,
puppets.
c'est stylé.
So one of the cool things about the design of the puppets is they're just that bit bigger than the kids. You know, they're sort
Yeah.
of threateningly larger, but compared to some of the other antagonists, they're quite small. It means that they can be quite quick. And as a player, it gives you a bit of hope that actually you might have a chance of beating them.
Okay, some sort of candy corpse pinata thing going on in the background there. That's delightful. Cheers.
Ah, ça a l'air trop. Faut vraiment que j'arrive à convaincre Nate de jouer avec moi ça. Faut vraiment que j'arrive à le convaincre.
Yeah, so this being the sort of grim world of the nowhere, none of these attractions are particularly pleasant.
No, I don't remember this one from the fun fair.
Ah non, ça a pas l'air très fun. Hein. Enfin, le jeu a l'air fun. Hein. C'est la fête foraine qui a pas l'air fun.
Oh no. He's having a terrible day. Okay, so this is going to be me and you, Maya. Who do you want to play as?
Well, I think I prefer alone with the little pigtails.
Okay.
I do resemble her in real life, so.
Yeah, there we go.
Ah, c'est une fille
All right,
longue.
fine. Okay, I'll take the mask. I like the mask.
Je savais
Yeah,
pas,
you
je savais
like that?
pas.
Do you have a favourite, Coralie?
I think it would be alone, but I love them both, to be
Of course.
honest. And I'm really looking forward for the players to just discover the whole new story that we have behind Little Nightmares 3 and see like all their life together of the two characters. I really love that, the way they are working together, but also the way they are two great friends.
The way everything is like intimidatingly oversized, like we're kids at a fun fair.
Moi j'aimerais bien
but
avoir
it's
une
not a fun
explication un peu
fair
du
designed
lore
for
du
us.
Little Nightmares.
Yeah, you
vraiment
definitely
aussi.
wouldn't feel safe there as a kid.
No.
Parce qu'on n'a pas tant d'explications de ce que c'est réellement. Quoi.
You can
Le
see
pourquoi
the
des
sleeping
gens plus
puppets,
petits,
so
tout
you're
ça.
going to have to be really careful not to wake them.
Oh, rip.
Now that'll be me messing up the stealth when we play together, Maya.
C'est moi aussi, hein.
Forgive
Même quand je
me
joue tout
now
seul, je suis à
in
chier.
advance for mucking up the sneaking.
This scene's really cool. It's full of loads of tension.
It's okay, Maya. We'll be doing this together, so we'll be much braver as a pair.
Absolutely, Jane.
Bon, j'avoue, c'est un peu long hein, quand même. J'aime bien quand il y a des passages gameplay dans les présentations, mais faut pas que ce soit trop long non plus, parce que j'ai pas envie qu'on me spoil tout le passage, comment il fonctionne.
Everyone can breathe again now. There's going to be no more puppets. Well, I assume no more puppets ever.
Not sure about
Not
that.
true. There's always more puppets.
Puppets.
It's one of the cool things about the Little Nightmares games, and it's really important to us as well, is that a lot of the storytelling is done in the set dressing. So all of the objects that you see, everything that we design, we take great care because we know the fans really love looking into the detail on that stuff, and they're going to make up really cool theories. So we do a lot of storytelling with the placement of the things in the set.
Ah, so you're like consciously like
Je pense qu'avant
leaving
que le jeu
clues
sorte,
in
je
the
vais refaire le 1 et
environment.
le 2.
absolutely.
Enfin, le
It's
1 avec le
really,
DLC
really
et le 2, je
important.
pense.
Very cool.
And thank you for doing that because I
Vraiment,
absolutely love
c'est
reading
trop
those
cool.
theories.
Yeah, me too.
Même si je préfère le 2 hein, largement.
Again, the cool thing about
Le
this
1 est
is
quand même vachement
as
cool.
kids, you feel like you're sneaking into a space you probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I loved about playing the previous Little Nightmares games as well, is the fact that you're kind of sneaking around in places that you shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Makes
but-
it feel more unsafe.
Yeah, a bit of illicit trespassing.
Yeah.
Tu vas la lancer, c'est ça? Oui. Ok.
But for this puzzle, I think we will cut it soon because we don't want to spoil everything
Merci,
for the
quand même.
players.
Quand même,
Here
quand
we
même.
go.
Figure it out for yourselves.
Yeah.
Faut bien,
Into the
faut bien.
boardwalk we go.
Okay. Time for some classic sneaking.
Yeah.
Ah, il y a des mains. Ainsi qu'une tête. C'est important de boire après la plage. Hein. J'ai la bouche toute
I
salée,
like the
toute
fact
sèche.
here that all the bright lights are in the background. You know, you're sort of sneaking through behind the scenes in the darkness, trying to stay safe. You're going to see Alone here using the tool in a slightly different way, this time to smash through a doorway to make progression.
Handy.
Ah. Ah oui, d'accord,
Yeah,
ok.
there are different ways of using the tools, and sometimes in the different chapters as well, you can find how each tool will be useful for this specific chapter.
Oh.
Oh, here we another blimmin' pinata, is it? Can't get
Yeah,
enough of these.
yeah, we quite like it.
I mean, I say pinata, but they don't usually have like dead bodies inside them.
Généralement, ouais, ils sont pas. Ouais.
But we are stuck right now, so we need his help.
There
Fuck.
it is.
Yeah.
Going to lure him over.
Pourquoi? Ah, ok.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
so
fine.
much.
Ah, ça, s'il me l'avait pas spoilé, j'aurais pas deviné, je pense. Hein. Je pense vraiment que je l'aurais pas deviné s'il me l'avait pas spoilé, ça.
Gonna leave you to your pinata now.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this like sideshow attraction. That looks fun. Can we have a go on that?
Yeah, it was really important so that any character you will play, you will be able to do the...
Cool,
to do-
okay.
It's a nice carousel in the background there.
I love that. And some herd queuing, just having a queue. Must be something good. What are they queuing for?
Not sure it's something good.
Oh, well, that's
Sorry.
just typical.
Yeah.
C'est quoi l'attraction? J'arrive pas à comprendre comment ils les appellent. C'est quoi le nom des gens? J'entends herd, mais je suis pas sûr que ce soit ça.
Now, okay, looks like we get to go on a ride at last.
Let's go.
Okay, a roller coaster. Now, in what way is this going to be like a nightmare roller coaster?
Après, peut-être pas tout
I think there might
spoiler,
be
non?
some clues in the design, but I don't want to spoil it for the fans, so people are just going to have to look really carefully.
Okay.
Merci.
Something to do with these sinister mystery bags in the car with
Quite
us.
possibly.
Okay. Oh, well, at least we get to go on a ride, though.
Yeah, it's a nice way to see the rest of the fair.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. All right, and now the climb.
And for now, that's where we stop. We hope you enjoyed the journey. It's far from being over.
Parce que
I did
c'était
enjoy
cool,
the
hein,
journey. Thank you so
ça a
much,
vraiment l'air cool,
Coralie.
mais j'ai
Thank
pas
you,
envie d'être
Tim.
spoilé
That
de
was
fou.
great. I'm currently caught between the fun of the fun fair and the lingering, like, uncanny, creepy feeling. And I cannot wait to find out where this roller coaster takes us.
Oh. Trop hâte d'y jouer, honnêtement.
Now that we know a bit more about the carnival, Maya, what can you tell us about the different editions that are available to pre-order?
So before we go through that, Jane, I'd just like to remind everyone that the game will be available in both solo and online co-op modes. Plus, with the Friends Pass, people who purchase the game will be able to invite a friend for the entire game,
ça,
even if their
cool.
friend doesn't own it themselves.
Ça, c'est
Oh,
cool.
I love that. Okay, what a great way to have your friends join you on your Little Nightmares 3 journey.
Yeah, exactly. Now, about those pre-orders, they are now open for all platforms, except for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. That will come at a later date.
Okay, and there are a few different versions
C'est
that
quoi les
people can
prix?
choose between.
Yes, there are. So first, as well as the standard edition, we have the deluxe edition. So this one includes the Residence costume pack, which I'm sure our fans will instantly
Des chapitres
recognize from
additionnels,
our previous
arrêtez.
games.
Non, Expansion
It
Pass,
also
j'ai rien dit.
includes the Secret of the Spirals expansion pass,
On peut l'acheter à part.
adding 2 new chapters, exploring new locations in the spiral. And last but not least, the expansion pass includes a costume set
J'espère qu'on
inspired
peut
by
l'acheter à part,
an
l'Expansion
iconic
Pass.
character from the Little Nightmares universe.
Wow, that's a lot.
It really is. And for those who want even more, we have the collector's edition, which includes
Non,
everything
ça,
from the
ça,
deluxe,
je peux pas. Hein.
plus a steelbook, an art book, and
What's this?
this beauty.
Hey.
Oh, elle est
Wanna
petite.
take a look?
Oh, I do. Yeah, let
There
me
you
look.
go. Just
Oh.
look
Je la voyais
at
plus
those
grande que ça.
details.
Cute.
Really
Je la vois
love
vraiment
that.
plus grande que ça sur
And
l'image.
if that still isn't enough, we also have the premium collector's edition with even
Oh wow.
more content
22 cm, ça c'est
available
pas mal.
exclusively
Ah,
on the
c'est
Bandai Namco store.
x2, ok.
Which will also be home, by the way, to an extensive lineup of merch, which
Sure.
includes this
Hey.
jacket. Look at this.
Yeah.
Stylé en vrai.
I've been eyeing that. In fact, I've got mine already.
Alors,
Where'd you get
standard
that from?
édition.
From the Bandai Namco store.
Of course.
And there's a
PS5.
pre-order bonus that you can tell us about.
Yes, there is. So we absolutely loved the first 2 games, and you know, as fans ourselves, we really wanted to give players a little nod to our beloved 6 with the Dark 6 costume sets.
Well, that's
Choc
perfect,
bar.
because I don't think any of us
C'est
get
40
to
balles.
watch 6.
Never. And for those who want to see even
C'est
more
pas
of
cher.
6, I'm very happy to announce that over 8 years after the release of Little Nightmares,
Ah.
we'll be releasing the enhanced edition of the game on PlayStation 5,
Ah,
Xbox Series,
nice.
PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. And that will be at the same time as Little Nightmares 3.
Awesome.
Do
Tu
you
veux
wanna
voir
take a quick look?
I do, yeah.
l'édition premium là, elle coûte combien? 120 balles, c'est même pas si cher. Je vais pas l'acheter parce que j'ai pas la thune, hein, mais en vrai, ça va. Hein. Pour ce qu'il y a dedans, c'est grave bien. 4K 60 FPS. Putain, même le steelbook, il est trop beau par contre. Ah oui. Ray Traced, ah, c'est trop bien. C'est sur Steam ça? Ah merde, ah Steam connard. Putain, même la version Mirror Edition là avec la figurine elle a 80 balles, c'est vraiment pas, c'est pas si cher que ça. Hein.
Now, how did you like that? I loved it. Now, we've come outside with Coralie to talk about this new enhanced edition. Coralie, what can you tell us about the changes and upgrades and tweaks you've made for this new version?
So with Little Nightmares 3 catching the attention of so many new players, we really wanted to bring 6 stories up to today's standards. So the first thing you notice is the enhancement visuals.
Absolutely stunning, that's for sure.
Non, c'est beau. Hein.
Thank you. And you will see that we've added ray tracing, volumetric lighting, all of those things that add so much to the atmosphere while staying true to the DNA of the game. We've also added new gameplay helpers and new checkpoints, and that's to make the game even more enjoyable for also new players.
So it's going to be a great way for someone who's like literally never played the first game to experience it for the first time, but also if you did play the first game, you can kind of relive it with a new modern experience.
Exactly.
And to give everyone the chance to dive right in, Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition will be available immediately for anyone who pre-orders a digital edition of Little Nightmares 3 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series and PC.
Oh wow, so I basically need to go play it right after we finish doing this show.
Yeah.
Well, you might not have to wait that long, as I think this concludes our show for today.
Ah ouais, déjà?
So Little Nightmares 3 will be out on October 10th, 2025 on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, Xbox Series and Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 and PC. And you can go to the Little Nightmares website to check the different pre-order offers in your country. As mentioned, Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders will open at a later date. And don't forget to join our new Discord server for all the info on the franchise.
Yeah, it's a great place to share your wildest theories. I know Maya loves to read them almost as much as I do.
Oh, I really do. It's always great to see what our amazing yet a little bit distorted community has in mind. I know I'll be right there after the show. But before we wrap up today, we've got one final small surprise for you. An early sneak peek at another project currently in development.
Oh, attends, dis-moi en plus. C'est la fin de 2, ça, non? Je dis peut-être des conneries. Ou au moins, est-ce que c'est l'endroit où 6 devient bizarre, non? Boîte à musique. Ils vont essayer de faire un screamer, peut-être. Oh! Alors là, je suis prêt à me chier dessus pour ça. Je suis prêt à me chier dessus.
With that final surprise, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm off to play Little Nightmares Enhanced Edition while I wait for Little Nightmares 3 to come out in October. I will see you.
J'ai très hâte pour les items verts en vrai. J'ai très hâte. J'arrive de suite, Nelly. Je te vois dans les commentaires, j'arrive de suite. C'était bien, j'ai hâte de tout ce qui va sortir. Vraiment, j'ai trop hâte de tout ce qui va sortir. Est-ce qu'on reste là pour la suite de ça? Ça devrait aller, non? On va plus ou moins déjà vu en vrai, non? Je crois qu'on a déjà vu ça. C'est le trailer en bas. Ok. Donc je vais couper ça, peut-être que je continue sur Metroid juste après. Mais il faut que j'aille voir Nelly. Je reviens dans 5 minutes ou je reviens peut-être pas du tout. Au revoir.